you're addicted, bro. It's really that simple. I think 90% of the population is addicted now to anything, any kind of substance, video games, social media, junk food. They're just addicted, right? And so I took my time and I did a little bit of research on how to not get addicted, right? And I learned something that really caught my eye, something that they do in AA, Alcoholics Anonymous. It's called people, places, things. Now, what this entails is basically the triggers of what can cause you to relapse when you were trying to get off a certain substance, right? So people, for example, let's say I'm trying to stop vaping, but I'm in a friend group that everyone vapes. It's the norm within our friend group. That's going to be a trigger to me, right? Places. For me personally, when I'm back home, away from school, when I'm home, I revert back to my old self and I start indulging in masturbation again. Places. Things. If you're trying to escape social media and you're trying to not go on it as often or cut it out completely, your phone is a huge trigger because the minute you pick it up, you have an instinct. You have to check social media. That's the first thing you think of, right? So these are the triggers. So knowing this, knowing what really triggers you, but knowing what triggers your mind into doing the things you don't even want to do, that's the first step. The second step is eliminating the triggers, right? So if everybody around me vapes and I'm trying to quit, I leave the friend group. I find my own path because their goals and their personality, their values don't align with mine. So why would I want to stay in a group that isn't aligned to what I want to accomplish or do? Right? For places, home, when I'm back home as I am right now, what I try to do is be out even more than I am already. So I don't like to spend time home because the more I'm home, the more I think about like, damn, I really could. Nobody's home right now. I could just masturbate right now. Nobody will find out. I wouldn't have to tell anybody. That's what I'm thinking when I'm home. So, in order to not be as home as often or not have those thoughts as often, I try to be home when other people are present. So I know that people are there, and it's gonna be kind of weird if I come out of the bathroom, my face all red. I'm looking like I just did something really bad, right? So in the morning when my dad goes to work, I go to the gym. I come back, eat, and then I go straight to the park to read or do a little work on my computer. People, places, things. For my phone, in order to quit social media, you really have to delete social media. That's really the simplest thing to do. You just have to delete it. Once you delete social media, there's nothing on your phone that you can click on. You're scrolling through your apps like, okay, what do I do? I'm bored. What do I do? But now that you have allowed yourself to be free from all these modern overconsumption devices or whatever, it's going to be a lot easier to do and fulfill what you really want to fulfill. You have the free time now to do what you will, to do what you want to do, instead of seeking the comfort of your mobile device, of vape or masturbation. See, this is something that's worked for me personally, and I didn't even know about this up until a couple days ago when I stumbled upon it. I realized that for the social media, the first step, that was the biggest step to take, was just deleting it and just kind of forgetting about it. Being home, I realized that this is a trigger for me. So I just have to not spend as much time being home. And for people, it wasn't a vaping, that was just a little example. But for me, it was video games. I noticed that my whole friend group was still playing video games, so I was trying to do a little something more and pursue other things and other passions that I had, right? So what I had to do was just kind of slowly back away and eventually cut my ties with them, or most of them. I think the only people that I talk to now are people that are more aligned with my goals and more aligned with my personality and my values. See, I don't think I'm ever going to have friends anymore in my life that indulge in these bad activities. because it just doesn't align with my values. And if I were to even indulge in or even hang out with these people, that's a waste of my time. And time, as we all know, is such a valuable currency that everyone is fighting for it. Everyone is fighting to get your attention. You're fighting to get your attention back. It's a really tough tug of war that you're most likely losing, because it's fucking hard to quit anything, right? Especially now, because they've made everything so addictive and so easily accessible. Anyways, I wanted to go on this tangent today because, like I said, I stumbled across it, and I thought it'd be really good for people to know like some simple steps that you could take and just take a step back from everything and really understand what triggers your want. Because as we all know, dopamine isn't really achieved by attaining something. It's by anticipating the attainment of a certain thing. So if I'm craving like chocolate cake, for example, my anticipation of it leading up to it is in increasing my dopamine. When I actually get the cake, it doesn't release that much dopamine. So I've been really just researching and learning about dopamine and how it works and how we can prevent this crazy world, because we've become a place where we didn't have much of anything. We've become a place of scarcity to a place of abundance, and that is what's scaring me. I'm gonna probably be coming out with more videos about dopamine and ways to maneuver around dopamine and ways to improve your mental and physical health. But as of right now, that's the end of the video. Simply talking about people, places, things, and the way that it triggers your mind into doing those things that you don't even want to do anymore. I hope you learned something, and I hope you're able to implement anything that I talked about right now and really take it in and apply it to your real life. If you do, I wish you good luck.